welcome to Mountain Bike Britain. Say cheese!
We're here in the heart of Somerset at Cheddar Gorge, where of course they mine the world's finest cheese.
You don't say. Get away. But we're also here for round 2 of the Rev 4 Mountain Bike Series.
So what have we got to look forward to?
Well, coming up in this week's show, we meet Britain's loudest downhiller, current national champion Rob Warner.
I'm just desperate to win another World Cup. I'll do everything to do it.
And I'll be taking you to check out all the hottest new gear in the pits.
Look at this. We've got all the action from the men's and women's Pro Elite class in round 2 of the Rev 4 Downhill Mountain Bike Series.
The town of Cheddar itself nestles below the beautiful Mendip Hills, and it's a well-known mountain bike location.
And of course, we're back again at what is now an established fixture on the national calendar. It's also the home of the infamous Cheddar Challenge, one of the sport's most renowned events. And as you can see, the course is steep, fast, and very dangerous. Oh!
So Roger, we've been watching the riders in practice. Who do you think's looking fast?
Well, Rory, the money has to be on Steve Peat and Rob Warner. They're our top 2 riders in the country, and both are storming at the moment. But Rob Warner wasn't at Nantmore, so he's going to be looking to get one over on Steve, get a victory in his pocket to put him level back in the series.
Yeah, I'll have a go. Why not, eh? I'm here now. I'm looking forward to going straight over the top of that berm out of control.
But I'm going to be looking at Will Longdon. He's smooth as a tube of crisps on this course. He's a delight to watch. And he could well be looking at muscling in on the big boys and getting a result here this weekend.
OK, I hear what you're saying, but, you know, I've got a sneaky suspicion that young James Alloway's going to come through for me this weekend. He was riding really well last year. He's on a new team this year. He's been riding in America. I know he's good at speed. And also, I caught his team mechanic taking his brain out only this morning.
Rory, you are a one. In the women's event, we've got all the top riders here this weekend.
Yeah, look, Helen Mortimer is back. Now, she's recovered from her car accident. She has to be a favourite here today. I'm really pleased to say that Helen, with some great results in the Grundig World Cups, is currently 4th in the world, and she's got puppy power.
Yeah, I'm feeling really good. Had some good training for the last couple of days, so I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I had a neck injury from a car crash for the last round, so I'm looking forward to this one.
But Helen's big rival will be Karen van Meerbeek. Now, Karen has won here before, and she's a 4-time national champion. So with the new support from Giant, I'll be very surprised if she wasn't on the podium today.
Scottish fans and myself still waiting to see Emma Guy show us what she can do. She was on the podium in 3rd at the last race, but has she got what it takes to thrash the others today?
Yeah, it's pretty dry, so it's good.
But there's another guy I really want you to meet, and that's Rob Warner.
He's nothing but a nuisance around here.
That's bad. Started really as I was a motorbike trials rider.
He did have a job at Rover,
Until I started doing this properly.
but he got the sack from there.
I went and did the Worlds in '93, and then '94 I was lucky enough. I got a trip around the world, you know, and I went around the world for expenses only.
He's progressed from there, really.
And then '95 started to make a bit of money, and then I've been with Giant for the last 3 years.
He wouldn't work in a bank.
I was lucky, I had a good result there, and it opened up all the doorways for me, really.
He likes doing it, so and he can earn money at it, so it's not bad.
I like racing in Britain because it's Britain, and all the fans come out to see us race, and the national championships, like I won last year, they were so important to me. I was desperate to win it. I'd never won it before, and it was more important to me than winning the World Cup. It's nice to be the best in Britain, and it just once get your name on there. 1997, glory days and all that. I don't normally tell people this, but you know, I go and ride a bicycle nearly every day, be it a road bike or something, to get fit. And if I don't, I feel bad about it because I think that everyone else has got an advantage on me from that day, you know? I'm just desperate to win another World Cup. I'll do everything to do it.
To be or not to be, that is...
You do need a certain amount of self-discipline because it'd be easy just to sit around and do nothing all day long. You know, it is cool, jetting around the world and everything, and like, we have some good parties.
Oh my God, get a blonde wig and I'll do it.
Doing what you want to do for a living is great, yeah, I mean, it couldn't be better.
I'm a Laguna Red.
I'll always speak my mind. It gets me in trouble quite a bit.
So if you're watching, you're crap.
You know, if I think something's crap, then I'll say it is, really.
Some poor little 15-year-old's gonna be heartbroken.
I ain't changed a lot. I'm probably a bit more self-disciplined. Not such an idiot, but if you don't have a laugh, there's no point doing it. When my head goes, I just get a bit stressed out with it, really. I don't handle pressure very well. Like, you know, I got this notoriety of going out and getting drunk the night before the races and being wild man and all that stuff. But it ain't so much that I'm doing it just to be an idiot. It's more that I have to let off steam. I get a bit stressed with it all. And I do feel the pressure of it a lot at the moment.
Oh, how bad is that?
That's a good pressure I'm putting on myself to win, you know. I'm really up for it. You know, I don't think many people in the world can beat me on the right course.
It's partly genetic, yeah.
Last week's show was the first event in the series at Muddy Knapmore Quarry. Steve Peat won the men's, but the big story was the arrival of this man, Nige Page, who scorched from nowhere to take second place.
I'm pretty pleased with that second. It's a good start to the season, right?
And here it is, the leaderboard from last time. Now, will Nigel Page be able to steal the cheese from under their noses again?
Well, in the women's event, it was this woman, Karen Van Meerbeck, who saw yellow and triumphed over Tracy Mosley to take the leader's jersey.
I like riding in the mud, and that's what we used to in England.
So there you see it for yourself. The Mud Queen reigns supreme and giving a face pack to the others.
In complete contrast to round one at Knapmore Quarry. Here it's beautiful and sunny, and we're going to be up for some record times on the course. Ah, another famous little map, Roger. They've been busy at Play School this week.
Fuzzy felt, making a comeback. That's what I like to see, Rory.
OK, let's go back to reality. Let's go to the top of the course, see what we've got in store this week.
Well, Rory, as you can see right from the line, this course is not for the faint-hearted.
Ow!
Oh, what a start. They don't get any chance at all. Straight down to business, through the first corner and into terminal velocity.
Yeah, we're coming up to Viper's Vow now. The course opens up into Meadowland area. We've got a very tight single-track course. One mistake and you're going to bail off into the long grass. And repeatedly, there are a few snakes in there. Then we go from the bright sunshine into the deepest forest section. It gets very dark, tight little course as we head towards Devil's Drop itself.
Yeah, the Devil's Drop, that spectator nirvana, is about a 45-degree angle. We're just going to break out of it now. Wagons roll, just totally let it go. Flying down there. Look at that total G-force through the berm at the bottom as well.
It's been really sunny this weekend, so the ground has got a few cracks in it. You want to watch out for those as you head towards the finish.
Yeah, as you can see, that well-known cult, the Mendit Mooney's making a bit of a show for us as we come down and break out into the main arena. Nice little jump into the arena, and time for a wheelie across the line just for the crowds as well. Very nice.
OK, we've had our go now, so let's hand it over to the professionals and let's go racing.
Well, so far, Rory, the racing has been fast and furious. Helped along, of course, by some glorious sunshine. Now, the way it works is the riders get the day before to scout the course, do a few practice runs, pick their their lines. But when it comes to race day, they get one run and one run only.
Yeah, Roger, it's do or die. You just have to be able to put it all together on that one run. Based on the rankings, the slower riders actually come down the hill first, and then we set off the faster riders. But as downhill mountain biking has become so competitive, especially in the elite category, it's really hard to say who's going to be fast and who's going to be slow. Really, it's all been proved today, hasn't it?
You're absolutely right, Rory. Today, our first rider down the course was Steve Gill. Now, you wouldn't normally expect a fast time from the first rider, but look at this. He's just charging these sections. Steve is considered by many to be our best jumper in Britain, and he's also held the world bunny hop record, but he's a serious downhill racer as well, and today proves that. So a shocker as Steve Gill crosses the line with a blistering time of 2 minutes and 13.07 seconds, and try as they might, nobody can seem to beat that time.
Not even Mad Matt Farmer could do it today, giving it everything, but it's not enough. And here comes Stefan Gleed, losing some speed towards the finish. He's got problems coasting in, having to punt it to the line.
My tip for the top as well, Will Longdon. He couldn't do it. Just watch him try though, because he's really on the edge. Look at that, absolutely hammering it through that corner, but he just couldn't match the speed that was needed.
But listen up, last week's hero, here he comes, Nigel Page. Has he got what it takes? But listen carefully, because I think he's got a flatty. Yeah, that rear tyre is low to the ground. And then came Ed the Shred Mosley. Now, Ed has to constantly remind us and everybody that he started mountain biking before his famous sister Tracy. Tracy's many victories probably been sparked by some sibling rivalry, because Ed is absolutely charging on this course. Look at him come to the line now. He's ripping for it. Oh, just half a second behind the leader, Steve Gill. So close.
Yeah, absolutely amazing, Rory. Everybody's been breaking themselves trying to beat Steve Gill's time today. We've got 5 riders left to go now, including Rob Warner.
Coming up in part 2, we've got cross-country action from the RAV4 cross-country series at Knapmore Quarry.
All the latest hot products from the pit lanes.
And there'll be more RAV4 downhill action from here at Cheddar.
Welcome back. Coming up, we've got all the hot products from the pit lanes.
We got the climax of round 2 of the Radford Downhill Mountain Bike Series.
But first of all, some cross-country action.
Well, round 2 of the Cross Country Series took place at our lovely little mud and snow fest that we had at Nammoor Quarry.
Well, here we are in the men's event. Based on what happened at the last cross-country event at Margam Park, we thought it was going to be a duel between all the also-rans and the winner, Paul Lazenby, who rode over everybody. But here we are, and Paul is trailing because he didn't expect, nor did anybody else, on a powerful ride from this man, Tim Gould. He's come home from stateside where sponsor commitments keep him in America, but Tim is ripping up this climb, and everybody knows he's a danger man when he's on the course. Barry Clark chasing hard.
Yeah, let's face it, Tim Gould is an absolute legend in mountain biking, and there is nobody better up the climbs than him. Now here we can see Barry Clark coming in to make the final pass, chasing down Tim Gould. Tim's got a good lead at this stage in the game. He's holding it together nicely. Barry Clark chasing as hard as he can, but he's finding it tough.
I'd rather use the word grueling, actually, Roger. It's been over 2 hours out there. One of the squad of 5 from Team Rally. Barry is their finest rider, but it's not enough today because here comes Tim Gould to the finish. He's going to be chuffed to bits with that one.
Yeah, superb result for Tim Gould. He's been at the top for over 10 years, that man. It's great to see him riding on home soil again.
In the women's race, also back home to rip up the turf, international superstars Caroline Alexander and K2's Tracy Brunja. That's going to spoil it for a few people.
Yeah, we were expecting a peachy battle between those top 2 internationals. We can see Caroline Alexander in the lead there. Tracy Brunja struggling a bit in the Nammoor wind to keep up. And Caroline Alexander crossing the line to take victory.
Look at this! And this is where you're about to fall over. Here we are in the team paddock at Cheddar, and traditionally this is the time when all the riders get their latest equipment out, so to speak. Check it out. Amazing. What is it? Isn't it beautiful? I think you love it. Excellent. Just a year ago, Steve Peake came to Cheddar and rode this bike to victory in the downhill race we had here. It was the first outing for the new GT Team Lobo. 1 year on, check this out. We've got the new one here. First time ever seen here at Cheddar. New linkage rear end. Also the rear shot working in quite a different way. We can adjust the damping control now. If you check this out, adjust it right back. Obviously we've removed the spring. Much quicker. What's this now? This is interesting. The new Hope Technology virtual floating caliper. Totally independent brake caliper for this disc, moving with the suspension. And on this sort of bike, by taking a whole unit like this, you can fine tune the suspension to what the rider wants, and that's why Steve Peake's number 3 in the world last year. Look at this, look what I found. This is a new thing. Isn't it beautiful? I've just got to kiss it now. This Middleburn big mother crank. It's just so fat. I love it. Technical advantage? You could kind of maybe say it was stiffer or something like that. Maybe it is, but it is just beautiful. Coming down here now, look what we've got here. Some really sexy looking wheels. These heads are actually carbon fibre, and it's a framework over an aluminium rim underneath. The spokes are actually going into the alloy rim, but the carbon fibre fairing increases the aerodynamic effect of the wheel, and also you've got to admit it looks pretty cool. Rider to bike interface, really important. We can monitor the speed of the bike, the descent rate of the bike via an altitude sensor, and we can monitor the heart rate of the rider. You can check them out on the handlebars with this little device here, so you can figure out exactly where maybe you can then gain that extra sort of half second of advantage, which could win you the race. This is the cutting edge of development with a whole bike frame. They're not available to the public just yet. We're on number 115 already, so they'll be working hard. People are here, they're racing the product, and they're developing the product. They're taking it further, coming back next time with new stuff all the time. It's excellent.
Things are really hotting up in the Women's Pro Elite class. Let's take a look.
Well, Roger, you're not going to find anything in there, mates, because the girls are all at the top of the course getting ready for their final do-or-die mission run.
Those long shoots, they're scary fast.
Yeah, I'm totally up for it.
I wish today was yesterday, actually.
Kicking things off then for the women's, Helen Gaskill. Now listen to this, folks. She's only 15 years old and she came in 5th place at the last event. Superb riding from this young talented rider. Going through the bottom of the Devil's Drop there, sprinting into the arena. She came in with a time of 2:39.80, which put her in 6th place. What a bright future she's got.
And here's our expected superstar, Helen Mortimer. Now she's ripping on this section of the course, but gonna have to watch the clock closely. Remember, she's had some time out and she might have lost some fitness. The time slipping away. Helen coming in 2:37.56, 2:36, not a great result.
And Emma Guy also missed the podium with a time of 2:36.92, so not a good day for her either.
So he's been doing all the shunting today then, Roger. This is who? Tamsin Green for Team Giant. A sneaky signing this year. An excellent signing because she's been working her way up the pack and she comes third today.
Going one better than Tamsin is Tracy Mosley, doing it again, getting silver medal position. She rode nearly 5 seconds faster than the rest of the pack today, but it wasn't good enough for the win.
No, not good enough to beat Karen van Meerbeek. That leader's jersey looking bright on her shoulders yet again. She scorched it, riding 2 seconds faster than Tracy. A very convincing win for Karen, who is simply unbeatable at the moment. Let's have a look at the leaderboard. There it is. Karen van Meerbeek, the winner, easily.
But the new star on the podium, Tamsin Green, getting third place.
Tamsin Green, and that is a great result. Tracy Mosley. Karen van Meerbeek, our winner today, in fine style, 2:28.95 the time, getting a couple of seconds to beat.
Bit of a panic at the start, I was late, and then my number fell off. So it was a bit of a mad rush up there, but obviously helped it, took my mind off it.
Back with the boys, and for the final riders in the men's Pro League class, it's back up to the big hill.
Okay, grab your cheese crackers and your can of ale, because here we go.
Yeah, front row seats are going fast.
I think they were trying to keep one wheel on the ground.
Practice was good. Hopefully the sun's going to come out again. Should be a good day's racing.
How fast are you going?
I don't know, I didn't have time to look at my speedo, Rory.
Well, how fast is young James Alloway going to go? He's my man. I reckon he's going to do the business today, Roger. Let's see how he gets on. Off the start, and he's flying into this one. This guy is supersonic.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant through that start section. Into the Viper's Vale now he comes. Now this is quite a good gauge of how smooth these riders are. He's just sitting down a little bit there. Into the compression he goes, where he's bottoming out the suspension systems, and down into the Devil's Drop.
And that is exactly where some of the riders earlier on today have been picking up punctures, compression against some sharp rocks. James flying around that bend. He's got the super confidence of a Super Gazzaroli front tyre. 3 inches, it's massive. And with all this new equipment around, I reckon this is why James Alloway's going to do well. It's his little secret weapon. Now look at the clock. This is looking superb from the Team Mercedes Marin rider. 2:08, and he's still got a little bit of time in hand. Here he comes to 11:93. A ripping run, Roger, ripping. He's going to go in the lead with that. Look, 1.14 seconds in the lead. Who's going to beat it?
Superb riding from James Alloway, Rory. Your prediction? I'm going to put some money, seeing as Will Longden's kind of not in the fray with this man. Scott Beaumont, twice World BMX champion. You don't get that far by being a slouch. Scooting down that start ramp, looking really nice and smooth, going into that first corner. He is going to be really rocking on this course because he can make it smooth. Look at him go through that single track into the compression.
Pit, just avoiding those holes there, Roger.
Yeah.
Really dodgy. You want to get the lines just right there. This ground baked hard. One mistake and you can be over the bars. Here we are down at Devil's Drop for Scotty. He's getting really sideways on that one.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Getting really horizontal as he comes through that final turn at the bottom of the Devil's Drop, and now we're in and looking at the clock. He's just adjusting himself on that penultimate turn. Now the big sprint. This is where the legs really start to burn, really working it hard to the line. Just keeping the pressure up. 2:13.72. Third place at the moment, but I think we're going to see better later on.
Well, some big guns still to come. Rob Warner, everybody waiting to see him. But Steve Peat, of course, the series leader, he's wearing that yellow jersey, and that's going to give him the confidence. He's such a master. Let's see what he does today. He flies off the line there. He's got all the confidence of a team mechanic that's been with him all weekend as well, setting up the bike. Last year here at Cheddar, he was the man that did the business. Watch Steve now come into the Viper's Vale. Oh, a new line. Again, we saw that last week, didn't we? He just took a totally new line from everybody else, just breaking all the rules.
Yeah, that's what separates a world-class rider like Steve Peat from the rest of the pack. He can see those lines. He knows that buys him an extra few seconds, and that's all he needs to do the business. Because look at the clock. He's storming down this course.
Yeah, the crowd are going absolutely wild, Roger. He's getting close to the line now.
Oh, but he's stabbed a foot down. He's dabbed a foot down, but it doesn't matter, does it?
No, the time to beat, remember, 2:11.93, James Alloway's time. There's loads in hand. Steve Peat is going to rip this one. Look at that.
Yeah, he's got time to go and grab a coffee and still come back in first place.
2:07.08, nearly 5 seconds. That's rude.
Oh, well, it's a tough act to follow, and Tim Ponting's the man to do it for Team Animal PlayStation. Never underestimate the power of Ponting. Here we go. Good one off the start line for Tim.
Well, waiting down at the bottom, it's going to be Steve Peat. He's going to be biting his nails today because we might think Steve's the champion of champions. We do not underestimate, and nor does Steve, the ability of Tim Ponting to do the business on the day. Here he comes. Oh, he's getting some big air there,
took
Roger.
the direct line through the compression, but scooting out the other side into the Devil's Drop. He knows how to ride this one. Look, pedalling practically the whole way down it.
Yeah, but watch the clock, Roger, because this is crucial now. We're approaching the final stage of the course, as we well know, and Tim won't be thinking of time, he'll be thinking of speed. The clock ticking away, 2:07.08, the time to beat. It's going to be close.
He's kind of looking again to me as though he's a little bit off the pace at this stage in the game.
Oh, it's slipping away already. It's not going to be first, but wow, we're going to fight for a podium position for Tim Ponting. 2:13.32. Not quite good enough. Oh, again, the oh so nearly man. Tim always just losing out. He's going to have to do better next time.
But now it's Warner time. Wild man Rob Warner in action at last. This is the moment we've been waiting for. He's ranked #1 for this race. Away he goes from the start block, absolutely hammering down those rocks in the start straight, making it look as though it's flat as a pancake, and into the first turn.
Now down at the finish, everybody very nervous. Here we are in Viper's Vale, and a snakebite victim doing the right thing, getting well out the way of Rob Warner, who flies past this earlier rider. And Rob Warner now absolutely hammering. This is the moment of truth. Is it going to be good enough for the man from Team Giant? The time is 2:01 at the moment. He's got a few seconds.
Fly through that section. He was absolutely on the level.
Come on, Rob, you can do it. He's got to give every inch, but already the time has gone past that of Steve Peat, so he's not going to be a win today for Rob Warner.
In fact, he's not even going to be on the podium. He actually finished in 7th place.
But what a sweet surprise for Steve Gill, our first rider down on the podium in 3rd.
And your bet came off with James Alloway.
Giant UK, Steve Gill.
I had a good run, it's good. I've been training pretty good, so let's hope for some more during the rest of the year.
The silver medal position today, James Alloway.
That's amazing. It's a dream, really.
Give it that round of applause. Steve Peat, the champion today, and leading the series. James Alloway, Steve Gill, Tim Ponting, Scotty Beaumont. That's a great podium, I think you'll agree.
I had a perfect run, got all my lines I wanted to get, no real sketchy moments. I heard a dab on last corner, but I didn't lose any time from it. It was a good run. 2 out of 2, hope to keep going.
That's your lot from the Cheddar Gorge. Get your kilts out, because next week we're in Innerleith and in Bonnie, Scotland.
We'll be meeting Sheffield pin-up William Longdon.
Right.
What have we got?
We've got to the break. We're going to be taking an in-depth look at suspension.
And we'll be bringing you all the action from round 3 of the RAV4 Downhill Series. Be there!